You're no longer on cloud nine anymore. Reality has taken place. And even though the love is there, because relationship has to deal with love, real love, true love. And watch this, we're going to, in the process, we're going to learn about love, because the word love does not always express the agape type love God has. But sometimes it expresses, there are certain love in the Hebrew and Greek that expresses love as a friend, love as a son, love as a roommate, or just love in general. So when we start understanding the process and the meaning, then we can assess what type of love we have and what type of love we need. But right now we need to understand relationship, because true relationship goes beyond the first part. When we meet Christ and we introduce to him, we are excited about the opportunity that he has given us, the emotional feeling, finding out that God is working for us. But as we move on, we understand that there is a cross attached to the love, to the relationship. And if we don't understand the cross, we don't understand true love. If we don't understand true commitment, then we will never understand how that true commitment means that there are things we deal with that we don't want to deal with. There are things that we don't deal with that we must deal with. So real relationship builds, and the woman was saying she didn't want to consummate the marriage because, and this is what I enjoyed about that part of it, that she didn't want to consummate the marriage until she felt that she loved him. Amen. Because a lot of times we get into things and we consummate things, but we are not on a real love tendency. We're on an infatuation. And sometimes we got to learn how to work through the infatuation to really learn what true relationship really means. True relationship really means, and as Christ did, the agape love, that he laid down his life for those that he loved. Watch this. And a true marriage, watch this. When people say they get married, you got to understand a true marriage doesn't last. I mean, a true marriage lasts beyond the detours and the difficulties that we face in life. When you really have a commitment to God, it's going to manifest itself beyond the trials and the tests and the temptation. Watch this. It's going to go beyond what you don't want to do, you'll do because for the true sake of love. Real commitment means that I have made a choice that if I love her like I say, then I'll deal with things that is out of the norm in order to make us compatible, which we will never be compatible because we will be constantly working at true love and true relationship. True relationship is when you don't quit when one thing goes wrong. True relationship is when you hang in there, even though you get mad. And how many could be a witness that you've been upset before, and some of us may have left our wife or left our husband or left a true relationship has a tendency of pulling what is meant to be back together. When it's true love and it settles, it has a way of mending. And what's that? You can't give up because there's an obstacle. Sometimes you got to learn how to jump the hurdle. Touch somebody and tell them, sometimes you got to learn how to jump the hurdle. Yeah. So you got to learn how to go through some things together in order to really learn one another. For God to really do what he needs to do, there are things we got to face in the midst of to really understand God, even in difficult times. Because when I testified to myself, and I'm going to let it come, that I said, Lord, sometimes we got to listen to what we say, because sometimes God takes us through what we ask. And when you say, to whom much is given, to whom much is given, you know, much is required. But the thing is, are you willing to go through what you're asking for? And in my mind, I know it's a battle, and I know it's going to happen, but my mind said, if you want it bad enough, you got to want it past lips. You got to want it when it comes from your heart. You got to want it when it comes from your heart. And somebody would say, there's no coming out. Sister Sam said, there's no coming out. But you got to lay there and say, okay, somehow, some way. And it's never an easy situation. Sometimes we got to come to church not so much to be entertained, but to receive. Sometimes we got to come not for an emotional high, but sometimes for a settledness in the Word. Because the Word is really what's going to bring us deliverance. Relationship. I wish that I had the full definition of it. But relationship means, it doesn't mean an emotional love. It means I die for this person. That's like agape love. Real relationship, you'll cut out if it ain't real. If it ain't real, you run. The Bible speaks of the difference between hiring a shepherd and the real shepherd. A shepherd for hire only works for what he's getting paid for. Real love, and you wonder why they have them prenup deals, all the movie stars, is because they're in that not so much for what it really is, but they're preparing themselves for what didn't go right. So it means I ain't gonna lose nothing. So you sign this prenup, means we're gonna go our separate ways if it get rough. So they are already preparing, here it is, for failure. Because if a prenup is introduced, that means that I'm already covering myself for if it don't work, which means they're not looking for it to work. So they prepare to lose before they even get started. All right, come on, Sister Cynthia. Give